You are listening to the Esthetician's Earning More podcast with Brady Hageman, episode 129. Welcome to the Esthetician's Earning More podcast. On this podcast, we talk about how to love your esthetician business without the hustle, exhaustion, or overwhelm as it booms into a successful business. I teach simple ways how to approach your business that gives you your life back while still growing a profitable business. I grew BLH Beauty in San Diego to a six-figure business, and I learned a lot along the way, which I'm excited to share with you here. So let's get started. Do you want to make $100,000 revenue in your esthetician business? If so, I would love to show you how. I want to invite you to coach with me in my one-to-one coaching program. It's completely customizable. The way that it works is we sit down and figure out what you've been doing in your business that hasn't been working, and then make a very specific plan that I help you follow over the course of 6 months to get it done. We meet weekly for 30 minutes and discuss exactly what went well that week and we're going to do next week, whether it's your pricing needs to be raised, or you need to have boundaries with your clients, or if you need to learn how to sell skincare, or you need to niche down and you're doing way too many services and not making money, or all of the above. Whatever the issue is, whatever the reason is you're not making money, we'll figure it out together and we will grow your business into a really profitable business that's sustainable, that you love, and that really helps people. I cannot wait to be your coach and to work with you. To learn more, go to the link in the show notes. And with that, on with today's episode. Hi, happy Monday. Welcome back. I'm so excited to be back with you this week. I just thank you from the bottom of my heart that you keep coming back to listen to my podcast. I just feel like the luckiest person in the world. This last week in the United States was Thanksgiving, and while I am so grateful for my family, that they're healthy and all the things that we have in our life, I'm really grateful for this community and this podcast and the ability to talk to you. And it's one of my favorite parts of my business that I get to create this podcast every week, that I get to share my ideas and my thoughts in the world, and that people actually listen and really like it. It feels like it couldn't be that great and that easy, and it is. I love this podcast and I love you for listening. So thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so today we're going to talk about esthetician trends and basically how to evaluate whether or not the trend, the next big thing, is something you should do or not. I want to first say that if you are, for lack of a better phrase, staying in your own lane and keeping your head down and just doing the work with your clients, you may not be aware of these trends, which is fantastic. The less you're aware of the trends, honestly, the better. I really want that to be the main takeaway, is to just stop paying attention, because they are 9 times out of 10 trends. They are the thing that everyone kind of gets excited about because either they're bored in their business or they feel like this is the thing that's going to make them a lot of money, or they're afraid if they don't have it, they're going to be left behind. And so usually the motivation for a lot of these trends isn't because it's the best thing for their client and their business. And that is really the framework that you want to be looking at while you're looking at these different trends. So I'm going to go over some of the trends that I have encountered and explored, and kind of how I made the decisions. And I really want to make it super clear that I'm not saying that these lines or these trends or these things are wrong, or that they don't work, or they're not great. This is how I consistently figured out what was good for me and what I was looking to do and what my clients were looking to do, and to make it a good match for all of us. So, as you know, I did acne, but that was the thing that brought on. And you could have said it was a trend that, doing face reality. At the time in 2017, Face Reality was a very, very small company. It was actually like their Instagram handle was Face Reality Acne Clinic. They didn't actually have any official marketing people. They did, but that same person wore all the hats. That they had no one managing their Instagram account, and it was a very different company, but it was, kind of a thing that also no one had heard of, and also like, do we know if it really works or not? And I was lucky enough that I worked for someone who used Face Reality, and I got to see it work in real life to kind of get some credibility, which is the first thing that I want to say that I recommend to do if you want to bring on a new line, a new modality, a new tool, a new something. I want you to like see it work in real life. Like, get the treatment yourself. Have someone, like, it needs to be something that you have seen that works consistently and with multiple people if possible. And it needs to be something that you yourself are really excited about, not because you're going to make money from it, because you really love it and believe in it. When I was working for the woman I first worked with, we had someone from Hydrofacial come, and I got the free, like, sort of Hydrofacial. They don't do the full thing, which I think they should do the whole thing, but at least the time, this was like 2016, they didn't do the whole thing. And we both liked it. Like, my skin felt nice. I didn't feel like it did. Like, I remember at the time thinking, if someone was charging $180 for this, I don't know if I would go back again, spend another $180. And again, not to say if you have a hydrofacial machine, it's a bad idea, bad investment. That is not true. That was kind of my experience. And same with the woman that I worked for. We were like, we like it, but we don't love it. We weren't like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing we've ever seen, ever done. And so that, like, we weren't going to be able to sell it that well because neither one of us really loved it. Again, it doesn't mean that Hydrofacial isn't super, super popular and super effective, and lots of people have the machine and are super happy with it and make a lot of money and their clients love it and all the things. It just was like, nah, I just didn't love it. I preferred what we were doing way more. Same thing happened when I had been doing Face Reality for a while. I really felt comfortable. And I started to feel like a little bit bored, as you may in your business. I was making really consistent income. I had cash for the first time consistently in my business. I was kind of thinking, like, should I bring on another line that can maybe serve my clients in a better way or a different way, or maybe after they've graduated from Face Reality, then this, we can have like a more advanced line, like a higher price point. And these are all great thoughts to have in your business. Like, constantly thinking, like, what else can I do to serve my clients to make it a better experience for them, better results that also can make money? Those are great questions to always be asking yourself. And so I went and I got a DMK treatment from someone who did DMK near me. And again, it was not for me. Again, DMK's results are incredible. I know for, like, I've seen them like firsthand. I've seen other people's results. I know other people have tremendous success with DMK. So I'm not trying to put DMK down at all. But personally, I hated the treatment. I hated the feeling of the enzyme. It felt really, 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 really itchy. And I was like, I don't want to do this ever again. Like, this, I don't care if my skin looks amazing afterwards. Like, this is a long time to be this uncomfortable for me. And I know that's not the case for everybody. And it was just like, it was like a hard no for me. I just did not like the enzyme. And so if I'm not in love with the enzyme, I'm not in love with the treatment, I'm not going to be a good job at selling it. Like, the Face Reality enzyme, the Face Reality peels, I really liked them personally because my skin is very sensitive and very, like, it gets itchy easily, it gets red easily, and I did really well with those. And so, like, for me, I felt really confident being like, okay, like, if my skin can handle it, like a lot of people's skin can handle it, I felt really good about that. Okay, so again, DMK is incredible. A lot of people have so much success and love for DMK. It just wasn't for me. And bringing on DMK or bringing on Hydrofacial just because it was like, has this income potential, but I didn't really love them, not a good idea. And the same thing goes for Skin Better. Again, I started learning about Skin Better. I wasn't in the place at the time to bring on a medical director and all the things to carry Skin Better. Not to say that I wouldn't carry a line in the future that I would need a medical director. I'm not saying that that's not a thing for me. But again, I started seeing it everywhere. I do follow estheticians, obviously now. I didn't, when I was just working primarily as an esthetician. I kept just seeing it everywhere. And so I was like, I'm just going to buy some of these products. I'm going to buy some of these products and see how they look and how they feel. And I liked the product that I bought from Skin Better. But do I feel like it changed my skin in a way that was different than the products I already sold? No. And again, maybe I need to buy more products. Maybe I need to spend more time in the line. And I know, again, the results from Skin Better can be absolutely incredible. People love it. People make a lot of money selling it. Clients really love it. It's a great line. Again, I'm not saying that any of these lines or modalities aren't fantastic, because they are. That's why people are making money. So people like them. That's why people are selling a lot of it. And the clients are really happy. Everyone's super happy. It's a great win for a lot of people. So I'm not saying this isn't true. The same thing would go for Eminence. I know the one I worked for was really interested in Eminence. We really looked at it. Again, not a good fit for what she was doing, what I wanted to do. So I just really want to give you permission. And the same could be for face reality or acne. You could be like, everyone's doing acne. Maybe I should do acne. But then if you do it, like, do you want to have an acne program? Do you want to do extractions every day? Do you want to deal with people not being compliant? And you're like, no, I don't actually. I want to stick to lashes, or I want to stick to age management, or I want to stick to whatever else you're doing, or, waxing or whatever. That's totally okay. It's okay to be like, that's amazing for that person or these people and their clients, but that's just not me. I remember also when I was first became an esthetician, I really thought I was going to do lashes, because I like I like the aesthetics look. I like things being pretty. I like, I was really into makeup. I still love makeup, even though I don't like doing it on people. And I was like, it'd be so much fun to do lashes, and this, it's so transformative. And one of my friends from esthetician school got a job at one of the chain lash places. And I was like, tell me, like, what is the job? And she's like, she started to describe how hard it is to put lashes on, and you're the glue and next to someone's eye and all the things. And all of a sudden I was like, oh, I don't want to do that. That's what I imagined it would be, and what the actual job would be were two totally different things. And no part of me wanted to do that. Again, I love getting lashes done. I love it. Like, I am looking forward to the day I can have lashes again, hopefully sometime next year. Love lashes. So fun. It looks beautiful. It's a very lucrative business. Not for me to do personally. I'm not good. Same with sugaring. I love sugaring. I love it. It's so great. Again, so lucrative, so amazing. People love it. I hated sugaring people. It was not for me. So again, let's kind of go over the checklist of, if you're like, oh, should I bring on this device that costs thousands of dollars that maybe I have to pay every month. First of all, do you absolutely love the device? We're just going to use the device as an example as opposed to a line, because I think it makes it more neutral. Is this a device that you're like, oh my gosh, this has changed my skin, or this person's skin, and this person's skin, and this person's skin, and I know it, and I've seen it, and I've seen the result of it, and I'm just blown away? Okay, so if that is not a yes, then it's a no. Okay, that's the first question. Second question is, would my clients love this? And it's okay, honestly, if you have clients like, I didn't have a lot of acne clients when I brought on the acne line, but I knew that I wanted to do acne so bad, I knew I'd find the clients. So it's okay if that's not the case, but would I know I could find clients? Like, I knew I could find people with acne. I knew it wasn't a hard thing to find, right? So Is this something that I can easily find people who would be interested in, right? If it's not my current clientele. Would I have, if I have a full clientele, well, I have to get a whole new clientele. That's okay if that's the case. Totally okay. I'm not saying don't do that, but just think about what that would be time, money, energy wise, especially if you're buying a device or you're renting a device and you're paying for it monthly and you aren't using it yet. What would that look like? How long would it take you to build that clientele to make that investment worth it? And the last is, can you afford it? If you are not consistently paying yourself, if you are in debt in your business every month, if you are having weeks that are really slow and you're feeling terrified regularly, then I would say no, you cannot afford a new line, a new device, a new something. Unless, of course, you hate what you're doing and you know without a shadow of doubt this new thing is what you want to do, and you're going to completely redo your business and you are going to use another source of income to support yourself while you do that. Of course, there's caveats, but if you're just like hoping this is going to be the Hail Mary that's going to bring you out of debt, so you're going to buy this device or rent this device or whatever, it's not. What's going to happen is you're going to have a big payment every month for a device that you're not using because you don't have the clientele for it yet. So now you went from already struggling to struggling more because now you have this payment. And if you're in this situation, big hugs. I know I haven't personally been there, but I know a lot of people kind of get in these situations because it feels like the right decision, right? Like if you get a hydrofacial machine, again, I'm not saying the hydrofacial machine is not amazing, but you don't have clientele to support that payment, it's going to be a pretty stressful few months until you do. And that's okay, but you just have to know that going into it. Okay, to sum it up, is this something that you cannot live without? You personally are obsessed with it. Because it's going to be really hard for you to sell something that you personally are not totally in love with. 2, do you have people who you know are going to easily buy it? And 3, can you afford it? If you find yourself in a situation where you have already invested in a line or a device or something and you do not like it as much as you thought you would, or you're not making the money you thought you would, I want you to go back and listen to the episode where I talk about when you've kind of like made a mistake in your business. Is a recent episode. I'll link it in the show notes just to give yourself a big hug. I've done this. This is just part of business, making investments that just did not turn out the way you wanted them to. But my recommendation in that situation is to try to make as much money as you can from it, liquidate, sell, and then really lean into what you do like doing and will make money at and work really hard to build that up. It can take a lot of emotional, mental strength to do that. So if you are in that situation, I just want to give you a big hug. It's a lot. I've been there. And it's hard not to get in that situation because there are so many things in our industry that are great and profitable and people love. And so it's hard to think it won't work for you. But not everything's going to work for you. Not everything's worked for me. Not everything's going to work for your esthetician friend or your hairstylist friend or anyone in any business, right? That's just how business is. So let me know if this is helpful for you. My inbox is always open. My email is info@blhbeauty.com. I'll talk to you next week. Have a great week. Bye for now. Hey, if you like this podcast, please rate and review on whatever podcast platform you're listening to. I cannot tell you how much that helps my podcast grow. So you can click 5 stars if you like it and you want to give me 5 stars. And please leave a review about telling me why you like it so that I can help other estheticians grow their business. Thank you so much.